This video is presented to you by CXO Learning Academy. Generally accepted accounting principles, GAAP provides guidelines to accountants in preparing the financial statements. So this video will focus on the principles part of GAAP. They are the revenue recognition, matching concept, full disclosure, and cost principle. Let's understand the concepts of accrual and cash basis of accounting before we discuss the accounting principles. Cash basis of accounting. In cash basis of accounting, transactions are recorded when cash comes in as revenue or income, or cash is paid out in the form of expenses or costs. Accrual basis of accounting. Under the accrual method, transactions are recorded when the order is made, the product is sold, or the services is provided, regardless of when the money for them, that's the receivables, is actually received or paid. For example, a software installation company provides service in the month of Jan. However, the payment is made only in the month of April. Under the cash method, the payment is recorded when the cash is received in the month of April, whereas under the accrual method, the payment is recorded in the month of Jan when the job is done and services is provided for. The accrual basis of accounting is the cornerstone for both revenue recognition and matching principle. The revenue recognition principle. Revenue recognition principle, together with the matching principle, determines the accounting period in which revenues and expenses are recognized. Revenues are recognized when they are realized or realizable, and are earned when goods are transferred or services rendered, irrespective of when the cash is received. As a general rule, revenue is recognized under the following conditions. Revenues are recognized when they are realized or realizable and are earned. Revenues are realized when products are exchanged for claims or cash. Revenues are realizable when related assets received are readily convertible to cash or claims to cash. Revenues are earned when the products are delivered or services are performed. Recognition is the process of recording an item in the financial statements. Realization is the process of converting non-cash resources into cash. Hence, as per the revenue recognition principle, revenue should ordinarily be accounted for at the time a transaction is completed with appropriate provision for uncollectible accounts. Different methods of revenue recognition are sales basis. Revenue is recognized at the time of sale, defined as a moment when the title of goods or services is transferred to the buyer. The sale can be for cash or credit, that is, accounts receivable. This means that revenue is not recognized even if cash is received before the transaction is complete. A magazine publisher, for example, that receives $120 a year for an annual subscription will only recognize $10 of revenue every month. The reason is simple. If they went out of business, they would have to return a prorated portion of the annual subscription price to the customers, since it had not yet delivered the merchandise for which it has been paid. Percentage of completion basis. Business that takes years to deliver the product to the customer uses percentage completion basis. This method is used to show its shareholders revenue generation and profits even though projects are not complete if two conditions are met. There is a long-term legally enforceable contract, and it is possible to estimate the percentage of project complete revenues and costs. For example, companies that would use this method include aircrafts, oil rigs, and construction and railways. The cost recoverability basis. This method is used when a business cannot reasonably estimate the total expense required to complete a project. No profit is recognized at all until all of the expenses incurred to complete the project have been recouped. Examples would include the development of internal software or research and development projects that are carried on for years. Assume a law firm developed its own software at a total cost of $1 million. Several years later, the partners decide to start licensing the software to other firms. In the first quarter, they have total sales of $250,000. Under the cost recoverability method of revenue recognition, however, all of this would serve as an offset to the original 1 million in development expenses. Nothing would appear in the income statement as revenue until the entire original balance of 1 million has been wiped out. Lastly, installment basis. Installment method of revenue recognition is used when the sale may be agreed upon, but the cash collection is subject to the risk of the buyer's financing falling through. The gross profit is only calculated in proportion to cash received. This kind of method is used for real estate transactions. The matching concept. The principle, along with the revenue recognition principle, states that in measuring net income for an accounting period, the cost incurred in that period should be matched against the revenue generated in the same period. We can understand this by thinking of these transactions as the cause and the effect. For example, sales causes the cost of goods sold and each of its sub-items, and hence when recorded, the difference would show up as a profit or a loss. Also, this should be matched up to the time period in question. The wages paid are reported as an expense in the week when the employees work and not in the week when the employees are paid. So if a cost cannot be linked to a revenue stream or accounting period, then it has to be recorded immediately. For example, research and development expenses, which takes years to recuperate, are expensed immediately. Cash can be paid out in an earlier or later period, then obligations are incurred when goods or services are received, and related expenses are recognized that results in the following types of accounts. Accrued expenses. Accrued expenses allows one to match the future cost of products with the proceeds of their sales prior to paying out these costs. Deferred expenses or prepaid expenses allows one to match costs of product paid out and not received yet. Depreciation matches the cost of purchasing fixed assets with revenues generated by them by spreading the depreciation costs over the expected life of an asset. Full disclosure. Full disclosure principle ensures that all information that affect the reader's judgment of a financial statement should be disclosed. To reduce the amount of disclosures, only those disclosures that have a material impact on the entity's financial statement should be recorded. Disclosure is in the form of footnotes, qualifications, and even within the line item description in the income statement or the balance sheet. So, for example, if the company is named in a lawsuit, the result of which is not yet clear, a full disclosure is made in the notes to financial statements. This disclosure may include items that cannot yet be precisely quantified in monetary terms. The term cost refers to the amount spent in cash or cash equivalent. The financial statements will only record asset, liability, or equity at its original acquisition cost. So here we will discuss the cost principle. Because of the cost principle, along with the assumption of monetary unit, the assets or liabilities are not adjusted for inflation. Hence, an asset amount does not reflect the amount of money a company would receive if it were to sell the asset at today's market value. Well, an exception to certain investments in stocks and bonds that are actively traded on the stock market. The major drawback of cost principle is that the historical cost of an asset, liability, or equity investment is simply what it was worth on the acquisition date. It may have changed significantly since that time and would be reflected only once it's sold. Hence, if you want to know the true value of the assets, you might have to look at a third party appraiser, etc. Thank you for watching this video. This video is presented to you by CXO Learn.